Dene Benton has got a lot going on. We've seen her on Broadway, most recently in Hamilton. She's in one of the most popular shows on HBO, and now a big new musical theater project. Let's check back in with Paul Wontorek.
Dene Benton first burst onto the Broadway scene in NATASHA, Pierre, and the Great Comet of 1812, and is currently wowing TV audiences as Peggy Scott in HBO's The Gilded Age. Next, she'll tackle Sondheim as Cinderella in Into the Woods at Encores. We met up at the Time Hotel to talk all about it.
Have you ever thought about writing anything political, Miss Scott?
I have.
Don't ask her if she's a Republican.
Well, why should I align myself with either party when I don't have the right to vote?
I'm publishing the story you submitted next week, and I want you to write something about that, too. Political affiliation without voting rights. 200 words. Good to meet you, Miss Scott.
You know, I first discovered you on the Broadway stage, but I've gotten very used to seeing you on my TV screen.
Have you?
Yes, The Gilded Age was quite a sensation.
Thank you.
How does it feel to see all the reactions to that show? I mean, you were working on it for a really long time.
Yeah, it's been, I mean, we all got cast in October of 2019 on a very different world.
Yeah.
And then we shut down and we started shooting in September of 2020 and it was a 9-month shoot. And so I just didn't know like what world this show would be coming out in, you know? Is this a time we really want to see the wealthy whites of the Gilded Age? And I didn't know, and so it's been really special, especially the way Peggy's been received and the work that we put into that role. It's been like getting to taste the fruits of all the labor has been nice.
It's amazing how many people are like, there were black people in New York at that time.
I know, every time. I don't know where anyone thought we went, but but I won't diminish it. There's like, it's really powerful when stories are erased out of narratives or out of our history books. And so it feels like a really cool opportunity that we have to fill in this intentional blank, you know?
What's been your favorite reaction that you get from friends or family or just people on the street?
I have to say, I live in Brooklyn, and the most recognition I get is from like black women from age 30 to 50, and it's usually like a, hey sis, oh my God, we're so proud of you, Peggy. And it's like, I feel like an auntie just like came to bless me as I go to the grocery store. And I think those were the people that I really cared about, wanting to feel seen and proud. And it feels like an extension of different family members just gassing me up, more so than like being, I don't know, pressured by fans. It feels like a lot of love.
Yeah.
So they've probably been my favorite.
You were able to tell a great story in one season about Peggy. We learned a lot about her. We finally learned a secret about her. We learned all kinds of things. But now it's coming back for a season 2, and I know they're probably hard at work writing it right now. What do you want to see? I've heard you say you want to just see more details of what Peggy's life would be like.
Yeah, I think that season 1, you're getting so much prerequisite knowledge and setup, and now I'm excited to go deeper into that world. I want to see the pharmacy, I want to see a black ball, I want to see, you know, there's going to be some exciting spaces that in the scripts we've gotten that Peggy gets to explore that we don't see in season 1, and I think that'll be special to just continue to flesh out that world. You were one of many Broadway stars in this show, so my #1 question for you is, which Broadway stars do you want to see in season 2 added? Is there any, like, dream big? Oh my God, this is like so much pressure because anyone I don't mention is going to be like, why didn't you get me this job? I mean, at this point, so I've gotten to work with Audra, still not over it. I'm going to get to work with Heather Headley in Into the Woods.
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't know, I feel like LaShawne's is like the holy trinity that I'm missing. You know what I mean? And so I don't know if an aunt comes to visit or something.
Auntie LaShawne's?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like of the holy trinity of the women that I was looking up to, I feel like that would round out the story nicely.
I love that. So let's talk about Heather Headley, because you're doing Into the Woods as part of Encores. It's like the big Encores show this year. They're actually doing a 2-week run, so it's not just a quick in and out. You get to breathe a little bit in the role of Cinderella. Now, I know you grew up dreaming of playing Cinderella, but not necessarily this Cinderella.
It was the Brandy Whitney Cinderella.
Right,
I didn't know it was the Rodgers and Hammerstein Cinderella. I knew it as the Brandy Whitney Cinderella. But Into the Woods actually was the first show I did in high school. It was I was at a new high school. One of my best friends made me audition for it, and I got cast as Rapunzel. Okay. But I remember falling in love with the show, and really, like, Cinderella's been a dream role for a long time. And I just didn't think I would ever get a chance to do it. At the age I'm in now, I just remember Into the Woods was like the first time I got introduced to like the gray area of life. You know, like nice is different than good. Those things that blow your mind when you're a kid, and you're like, whoa, it is, you know? And so being at sort of this coming of age now that I am like freshly 30, listening to Cinderella's questions about like, well, how do you know what you want until you try it? And you're like, you're right, how do you? And so I'm excited. It's like, yeah, I'm pinching myself.
It is incredible. You've talked about this before, how many things we've seen you do in period costumes. Yes. You definitely can rock a period look, but right now you're just like cool Brooklyn girl.
Ooh,
so do you want to find
the best
like
compliment ever?
Do you want to have like a great role like this? And I heard you say you want to do a rom-com too.
I would love to do a rom-com. I was also obsessed with those growing up. But I'm also really excited about like the fantasy space that's been happening in like Black creative world, and but yeah, just like not in a corset, maybe. I'm not gonna say no to a great opportunity, but I just love history so much, and I love the way media can fill in these gaps, and there's so many gaps of amazing stories of Black women throughout history and in future and fantasy. And so anything in that realm, I think, like, gets me really excited.